Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here we have another downgrade for Verizon. This one comes from Craig Moffett over at Moffett Nathanson. So I will leave this article in the description down below. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm no financial expert. I'm no stockbroker, so don't go anything I take and aggressively sell or add to your stock or position. So in this market, we're going to get others that are going to downgrade Verizon. It's not only going to be Craig Moffett, it's going to be other analysts. We've already seen that happening, by the way. So in this title, he's citing the biggest loser to be Verizon due to AT&T's aggressive promos. We'll hear more about AT&T in September. They're going big. They're going even more aggressive. So we saw the recent phone launch of the Flip 4 and the Fold 4. Verizon didn't competitively respond. They remained at their $800. And then I think the oldest device that you could trade in for that was a Galaxy S6. Right? AT&T, they did the $1,000, and you could go back as far as a Galaxy S3 in any condition. Hint, to trade in for that $1,000 off. So that was AT&T again. That avenue was the best way to go if you wanted the best deal for that phone. So, and like I said, we'll hear more about that with the iPhone launch. So that in that sense, Verizon is stepping back from that competitive pressure, and they remain stubborn. Because if you have two competitors that are competing, right? T-Mobile also offered the $1,000 off, but they did it a bit different. With them, you can only do it on the Magenta Max. But they're still aggressively competing. Last quarter, 60% of new customers chose Magenta Max. Verizon had no growth in that quarter. Very little, like 12,000. Very low foot traffic. Nothing's going to them. Why? Craig calls it out here. It's the aggressive promos from the other carriers. Verizon, in recent quarters, they do it aggressively for a week or two, and then they just stop. That's not going to work, especially if all your competitors are doing it, and they're doing it for the whole quarter, not just a few weeks. So that's not going to work. Verizon has to start seeing that in the numbers. As Hans Vestberg, Manon, the CEO of the consumer group, as they see those numbers, and trust me, they see the numbers. They see the preliminary numbers. How did we do for the weekend on ads? They see the traffic. They see it all. It's not looking good. I get some of those updates passed down to me from some other people, and it's looking ugly for Verizon right now. All the traffic is going to the competitors, including MVNOs. And I know that some people are like, well, that's not talked about enough because that's essentially still revenue for Verizon. It's ads, but you're still outsourcing that growth. It still goes onto your network, so you have to indirectly still invest in it because you have additional foot traffic onto your sectors that are bogging down the network. And then on top of that, you offer the same product now as these other competitors in cable, right? You offer home internet. And if you bring no growth, all the growth goes to them. How do you upsell into your fixed wireless access? And I know that's been working on a quarterly basis, and I will receive the breakdown. Verizon has released the breakdown of consumer versus business on the fixed wireless access side. So I'll be getting those numbers too. So we'll see where most of that traffic is going, but Verizon has to start bringing foot traffic in. And this article and others are downgrading Verizon for that reason, because it's a competitive environment and the competitiveness is increasing, and Verizon is like, I don't want any parts of it. None. They're priced the most expensive. And I have a feeling, right? Like I said, a lot of times we talk unofficially because there's nothing official, but I have a feeling Verizon is going to start lowering their prices. I have a strong feeling. Just, daily talks that I have back and forth, stuff that I'm hearing. I have a feeling the price drop is going to come very, very soon. because of the competitive pressure. They can't keep prices high when their foot traffic is going to other places. And as it goes to other places, the reason the competition is benefiting because their networks are getting better. They just are. AT&T is growing at scale maybe it's due to FirstNet, but they're still growing. Consumers are able to take advantage of that coverage. T-Mobile is getting furiously better. They're investing a ton of money. So it's not the industry where Verizon once had the best network, like, period. I remember those days. There was a time where Verizon was literally, if you wanted the most contiguous network experience data-wise, where you stream and it just continues streaming without any buffering, out any drops, you had to have Verizon back then. I remember testing AT&T and T-Mobile early in those days. T-Mobile was heavily upgrading from HSPA to LTE. It was a mess. You know, there were times where you could stream consistently without a buffer, but then you start buffering, or you drop 20 calls, right? And early on it was the same with AT&T. They only had 2 carriers of LTE. It was a mess. Verizon was the network to be on. Now you don't have to be on Verizon anymore to get that same experience. The others are investing enough to offer you the same or good enough experience. So let me know what you think about this. Just remember, everything is related to competitiveness. Could Verizon remain the best still financially? Yes. Could they rely up on non-growth for several more quarters or even years? Yes, but it's not healthy for the business because eventually they will have to pivot to growth. The market is not, the analysts, the market, they're not going to allow them to continue posting non-growth. It's just not a good look. So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.